Yeah, everybody disliked that. Now, 2K Games, I'm a little late to the party. I can't believe I missed this last night. Released a new trailer for their NBA 2K My Team section of their game. In a way, it's essentially just a system built around purchasing loot boxes, a tiny part of the game. Let me give you an example. I've been playing Madden. I'm probably on year 4 of a franchise already. Yes, I know I'm a normie. I don't care. I love sports ball, and I still play Madden every once in a while because, well, I have the Origin Premier anyway, so I guess I'm not paying any extra for it, so that's how I justify it. Give me a break. Anyway, NBA 2K, I'm sorry, in Madden, they have My Madden Team or whatever. Essentially, it's an entire mode built around purchasing packs or loot boxes to build your team. In NBA 2K, they have something similar, although it's seemingly much more aggressive in terms of how it monetizes and probably much more profitable. Now, 2K games is different than EA games, but they both rely on the same system. In fact, both modes of the game probably only appeal to less than 5% of people, but generate the overwhelming majority of long tail profit for these games. We've seen numbers come out around Madden and other games with the and NBA 2K where it's just the largest piece of the pie in terms of profit, because after they get their $50 up front, then you've got people spending thousands to customize their team with fancy shoes or jerseys, or in the case of NBA 2K, it's basically pay to win. Now, yesterday, a new commercial came out. Why would you ever have a commercial for loot boxes? I don't know. It's currently sitting at 84,000 views with a paltry 134 upvotes and a savage 11,000 downvotes. It's 100 to 1 like to dislike ratio. Part of this ad features literal casino-like mechanics targeting, well, this game is made for anyone 3 years old or older since it's E for everyone. Flashy colors, spinny things that kids love. But what I thought was perhaps the most egregious part is large YouTubers in the actual ad. Who you see here is, I believe, Cash Nasty, a gigantic YouTuber with millions of subscribers who has a shirt with his face on a $100 bill. Here he's shooting at 2K Studios, and he's featured in this ad essentially shilling for loot boxes. Now, I know some of you might say, dude, gotta get paid, isn't it? Isn't that what you say? You gotta get paid? Yeah, to an extent. I suppose in a black and white world, as a YouTuber, as I've always said, I don't hold it against anyone for just getting paid, because the time we're allowed to exist here on this platform is short, and you've got to get your money while you can. Look, I've advertised for some products in the past that maybe are in the gray area. I'm not sure. I certainly will take almost any mobile app that comes my way, and we know how mobile apps are monetized, so can't come down on the guy too hard, but this is next level. This would be the equivalent of me doing an ad for a mobile app exclusively around the loot boxes, which is something I've never done and never would do. This is the type of ad that we saw in leaked documents a few weeks ago, where people were talking about their talent. So agents for people like Cash Money or Cash Nasty being told, we'll pay you a bunch of money to open a bunch of loot boxes, and in some cases we'll offer you better odds if you do that. I'm not saying that's what 2K is doing. Please turn your goons around, 2K Games. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but let me just show you a few highlights from this ridiculous ad.
No. Yes.
Not gonna look. I'm not gonna look.
Now, I'm not going to come down too hard on them on the cringy acting, but I'm sure there was somebody just off camera telling them to really get hyped up to open those packs. Hey, and maybe these influencers slash YouTubers weren't told that they were going to be a part of an ad specific for this. Maybe 2K Games shot lots of footage and this was just a small part of it and they had no idea. I know I'm giving them a built-in excuse at this point, but it's possible and I think it's fair to give them an out. If you look at, for example, Cash Nasty's YouTube page, a D-. That seems odd given his views. The guy is crushing it, gaining thousands of subscribers every day, and nobody's unsubscribed. He's received 0 fan backlash. And the interesting thing that this tells me is the people that like this My Team mechanic, that like these, you know, basically casino type mechanics in their video games, don't see a problem with it. They're not mad at him for, quote, selling out. They're not mad at him for pushing loot boxes, which, I gotta be honest with you, is a little disheartening. It just is. Look, I know for a fact if I did an ad for a video game that was specifically me talking and shooting a video about how awesome the loot boxes were and acting over the top when I opened packs in some game, you all would leave this channel en masse. Apparently, that's not a thing that happens in the NBA 2K community, which I suppose is fine. Get your money. Now, many big media outlets are starting to pick this up, which is not going to be good. See, I think the interesting thing is the larger issue is what are they thinking? All right. First of all, we've seen Rockstar bring this type of mechanic into Grand Theft Auto 5, and I believe that was properly roasted as well. Offering gamers this, well, you could only spend so much money in a day, so it's not that bad excuse was laughable, and we all laughed. But even that isn't exactly this, because essentially this casino type mechanic is literal real money. You're putting real money in to open packs and get types of casino mechanics built into the My Team world. They have starter packs, loot boxes, all sorts of different things. Now, while a lot of these articles do point out that some of these mechanics aren't new, it's still pretty gross. There's a reimagined triple threat mode with tons more prizes. At this point, only 30 seconds in, the trailer shows what the player can get for racking up wins, including in-game currency, which is fine, more card packs, and even a chance to win a spin for further jackpot prizes. There's also ball drops, you know, those mini games like The Price is Right, where you watch a ball randomly fall through a series of pegs, hoping it hits the 2-color platform on the way down. The trailer even shows NBA 2K streamer Cash Nasty Gaming bobbing back and forth between anguish and excitement while watching it unfold. And of course, there's a literal slot machine you can pull to match 3 gems and potentially win back your self-respect. The series My Team mode has been trending towards being a nightmare for some time, but rather than try to temper it, the latest trailer appears to be an even further embrace of the business model. Fans on the game's subreddit immediately roasted 2K Games for highlighting a literal slot machine in the mode's latest trailer, despite that 2K claimed to Belgian and Dutch officials in the past that there's no gambling in game. Of course, whether or not minigames involved wheel spins, ball drops, slot machines qualify as actual gambling. If they don't involve actual cash, it's still a grim way to pitch the biggest basketball game around. And that's the thing. A lot of these games, they may not take literal cash in, and they certainly don't provide literal cash out. But who is this appealing to? What is this enforcing? When you have these type of mechanics in the game, and then you also sell loot boxes, random blind reveal packs, like Kinder Eggs, you know, surprise mechanics, you have a hard time keeping a straight face with me. And if you do, I guess you have a bright future. Wait, way over the line. It's hilariously blatant that they essentially just want to make the entire experience like gambling. It's like, oi, 2K Games, you've got some basketball in my casino game. I mean, most of these games look exactly like what you would find in those old CD-ROM type casino events or CD-ROM casino games back in the day, and it's hilarious. In this Vice, while it is Vice, so, take that with a grain of salt. You may well smoke them if you got them, according to a breathtaking new ad for NBA 2K20's increasingly casino-like My Team feature released today. Pachinko, they've got it. Just look at all the fun 2K YouTubers like Cash Nasty are having with it. The slots are loose, and you'll just have to cup your hands and start scooping the Hall of Famers off the floor. Go on, give that wheel a spin, find out what's in the box, and be sure to notice timed My Team events like Token Mania. There's some basketball in there too, maybe. Loot boxes and pay-to-win elements provoke an increasingly hostile reaction from players, and their unpopularity and profitability have brought games under greater scrutiny from regulatory bodies around the world. And you know what's funny is when I saw this commercial for the first time last night, one of you tweeted it to me, I thought, man, EA and other AAA game companies are probably like, come on! Like, they're already under scrutiny. And now they've got the bright colors and flashing lights of a real-world casino built into a basketball video game. It's just blatantly in the face of people who are actively looking at this space. Probably less in the United States for obvious reasons, but I guarantee you more European countries will be looking at that, although there are some states in the United States that are looking at this with ire. Rather than reduce their flagship sports franchise's reliance on these type of gacha games, Element's 2K Games have apparently opted to get in while the getting's good. First, the publisher added in-game casino to GTA Online. Oh, I forgot! It's the same company! I didn't even make that connection at first. When you use real money to acquire and gamble with in-game currency, and now NBA 2K20, the latest edition of the most popular licensed NBA game in the world, has a new version of My Team mode that looks like a walk down the old Atlantic City boardwalk. While EA is trying to at least reduce the salience of loot box mechanics across its game, 2K is all in on building casino wherever a sports premier sim once stood. The entire thing is crass, and the trailer has a hotkey quality that feels a bit like the sizzle reel of a basic cable infomercial. But it feels like 2K made a calculation that the entire business model is probably not long for this world, and it's time to cash in before it all gets shut down. I agree with that. I agree 100% with that. I mean, look, here's the thing. Most things in our world, in the video game world, or even the trading card world. I mean, look at Magic the Gathering cards, or if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, or you play any card game where those cards have a secondary market, you're basically buying IRL loot boxes. If you open a pack of Magic cards and there's a $50 card in it, you've won. If there's a 5-cent one, what do? You buy another pack. And the game in and of itself is many pay-to-win elements in real life, because oftentimes the best decks, the best strategies involve the most expensive cards, because they're also the most rare, most highly sought after, and you create insane demand. With NBA 2K, this is a new level where I think this Vice author is correct, that NBA 2K or 2K Games probably says, look, we've got Borderlands this year. We've got GTA 5 Casino. We've got NBA 2K. Let's just put it all out there because these things are probably going away soon. We might as well cash in while the getting's good. I say boo to you, 2K Games. Pretty disgusting, and it's even further questionable that YouTubers with 3-4 million subscribers who are probably already making millions of dollars a year are flying out to 2K Games to create these sizzle reels for their microtransactions. It's pretty telling, to be honest with you. In fact, a lot of people have always talked about to me about EA shills and things like this. I've never really come across one. Maybe it's because I only really watch commentators like Young Yeah, or Upper Echelon Gaming, or Legacy, things like that. Maybe that's why. Maybe there's a whole section of YouTube that's full of these shill type people. But yowza, you have almost 4 million subscribers and you're taking 2K Games money to advertise their loot boxes. And the most appalling thing about it is this subscribers didn't even care. All right, EA, fly me out. I'll do a Madden My Team pack as long as none of you. Nah, I won't. I won't. Well, enjoy the Backlash 2K. Probably won't change anything because the sad reality is the people that like these mechanics in their NBA 2K games, or whether they're playing Magic Arena or something like Hearthstone, or really any online game with these type of mechanics, they don't care. They've never cared. They're a part of a small percentage of people that are not probably public about their addiction to it, their love of it in their video games. They don't care what any of us says, but maybe if you'll share this video out and more people see just how bad things have gotten, they'll think twice before supporting these type of mechanics from large video game producers like 2K Games and Electronic Arts. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hey, if you're still hanging out, there's a subscribe button right on the screen right now. Make sure to click that, turn notifications on, and if you want to see the next video, that should also be hovering around the screen. Thanks so much for watching this and for supporting the channel. What are you waiting for? Subscribe and, turn on notifications and like the video.